Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the Russian Focke-Wulf D-9, which is a German captured plane, so to speak, and it is equipped with two 20mm MG151 mounted in the wing roots with 500 rounds in total, and two 13mm MG131 machine guns with 950 rounds in total mounted on top of the engine. It is a battle rating 5.7 rank 4 premium aircraft, and it is, as far as I know, the most expensive aircraft in the game. And I just bought it because I got a 75% discount on it after having played the Object 906, and it was still relatively expensive for that, with over 1,800 golden eagles. I think it's in the realm of 7,000 and something golden eagles. The question, of course, is this plane worth it? Now, the 1 second burst mass is 3.81 kilograms, and you can't change the armament. You have no bombs in comparison to the German one, which can equip bombs. And we can see the premium rewards here: 515% research point bonus. At the moment there is a 10% research point bonus applied, and also 810% Silverline bonus, with me having a premium account, of course, but no boosters applied there. So the question is, of course, is this plane worth it? I say it directly here: no, not at all. For the insane amount of golden eagles that you have to pay for this plane, you could easily buy another premium that performs, in my opinion, better, and also put talismans on certain other vehicles, which is of course cheaper. So yeah, I have to say, for the results that it gets, it's okay-ish, so to speak. So you really get a lot of silver lines and a lot of research points. However, when you compare the good and the bad sides, what is there on the good side? Well, it is good at rolling. It has German 20mm with the original mine shells. Flying with Russians is another advantage, because you don't have to face them except maybe in mixed matches. Defensive flying, this plane has the roll rate for it, and often enough you come across certain Spitfires that really don't get the message. And it might be a bomber hunter, but not at the moment. At the moment I was so frustrated that I just gave a little short burst and then just got the hell out of there. And that has to do with that at the moment the weaponry doesn't seem to perform that well. The performance overall is equivalent to the German D-9, except the bombs, of course. So you have a decent climb rate, you have the web, which doesn't consume extra amounts of fuel, so you don't run through your fuel as fast as, for example, on a Griffin Spitfire. As you can see, the countdown for the fuel is running down on web like on normal 100% throttle. It takes the engine a long time up until the point it overheats. The overheat itself is easy to control, the climb rate is decent, and yeah, that's basically it on the good side. What is on the bad side? Well, now you can and will face Japanese aircraft, and they teach you a lesson how Axis aircraft can fly. Then there is the engine response when you cut your throttle in defensive flying, and up until the point you get a full response on this plane again, it takes precious seconds. The engine takes damage not very nicely, although it's not as disastrous as, for example, on the American P-51 series, which just receive a hit and then instantly die. But overall, the power output of the engine is not really convincing overall, so it's not really competitive in this respect in the first place. The climb rate, while being good, is not as good as it has to be to give you a decisive advantage in altitude that you need, because you are so disastrously unmaneuverable. Yes, you are better than the D-13, the German premium. However, that is not really such a great art, to be honest. Then the 13mm machine guns. Oh boy, are they useless. End of discussion. I tried all the belts. I hammered in 200 rounds into bombers' engines. No damage at all. So, and I don't care if there is ping or packet loss, you know, when you have like 10 battles where you tried it out and you had numerous situations where you tested them and the results were the same, I don't really care. Then the acceleration, especially in a dive, is disastrously bad. Spitfires, which are your arch nemesis, can easily deal with you if they are not completely, you know, oblivious to, you know, situations. This Spitfire here, he just did all the mistakes that a Spitfire needs to do. And I'm here at the very edge of getting knocked out. And a critical hit into his engine. But as you can see, I can't get a second hit in there because my dear friend, the instructor, says no. The next point is, I simply can't turn with anything. The Focke-Wulf series are the least maneuverable aircraft in the game, period. There are bombers that outclass those planes, and I'm not exaggerating. Okay, second Spitfire on my tile, and now a third Spitfire joins him. Oh boy. And in the background there is also an F-82 lurking. Time for defensive flying, right? Yeah, he breaks off. He is not really the same kind of skillless noob the other one was. But he still makes mistakes. But he got saved by the sheer presence of the F-82. But he got a compression. Talking about compression, this plane is extremely hard to get your guns on target at higher speed. It rolls around, it wobbles around. It seems like your rudder is completely out of function and you have to steer with your elevator. Finally I get the kill on the Griffin Spitfire that I critted earlier. And that is kind of the same theme with those kills that I have with P-51s. You get crits on enemy planes, but they don't go down immediately, and that is something that I just encountered with this plane. I don't know if it is a statistical oddities, if I just had bad luck, but in the battles that I played, I never have blown out somebody out of the sky in one single blast. But in return, I got one-shotted so often, especially by American 20mm, click, and your wing is off. And unlike in Spitfires or the majority of Russian planes, you can't from recovering by losing a wing or part of it. When you lose a part of it, you are down. And up until this point, this was the most successful battle that I've ever had in this. 2 assists, and I counted on them getting assists because the LA-9s are so much better at dealing with bombers than you are. Because how disastrously bad your various different belts perform at the moment. The stealth belts don't perform at all. The air target belts are a bit better, but I tried everything. Then, yeah, so the combination of the flight performance, the firepower, and the capabilities of the enemy together with the battle rating are not that great, you know. So I can't recommend this plane in terms of, you know, flying it at all. And I'm not even there talking about the price. There are, again, better and cheaper alternatives. And it's extremely bad in taking damage. So even if your wing still is on the plane, you're constantly bending over to one side and you have absolutely no control over the plane. The next part is I lost the control cables so often. Like I wanted to do a boom and zoom attack on a B-17. I got hit by a single 50 cal, my control cables for the elevator were snapped and I just dove directly into the ground. And here I make the drastic decision to just rush the enemy and just dive into the airfield. I do not even care if the AAA shoots me down. I am just not interested in flying around for another 10 minutes waiting up until the point that they start again from the airfield. And we are here with multiple aircraft. I count on me taking the damage from the AAA. I aim for this Wyvern and AAA hammers me. I survived here for a very long time, up until a point to the very end. My elevator was critted again and I dove directly into the dirt. So, yeah, that's the plane in this respect. I can't recommend it. The next thing is the maps it fights on. It's 80% of the time, or 90, it's alternative history of Berlin or Krimsk, and I absolutely despise those maps. Here you can see the results for 2 assists and 2 kills. Not too shabby, but on the other hand, it's not an extreme amount of reward that would justify the price, because every other plane at this battle rating gets the same results. Let's have a quick look at the rest of the tech tree, because there are numerous different variants. We have the Dolgushkin's La 7, really great plane. The Yak 3 VK107, awesome plane. Then there are the 3 reward planes, the P63C5, the P63A10, which are outclassing the D-9 in every respect, except in certain parts where it really doesn't matter. And they have bombs, and then there's also the Soviet Spitfire Mark 9C. So why do you want to play this plane in the first place? There is absolutely no reason. Disastrous acceleration, climb rate not good enough, getting outclassed by enemies, the guns are not up to the task, at least at the moment. Maybe it has also to do with the damage model on the enemy, I can't tell you. Also, clouds are very disastrous. The next thing is, because you're flying with Russian teams, you have to fly semi-aggressively, because you make this group attack and this wolf packing that you're used to from Germans. You know, there is nothing left for you, because the Yaks and the LAs, they all clean up the enemy faster than you can dream on. So there's that. And I just don't like this plane. It has all the drawbacks that the German one has, and I'm ranting about that so much in the first place. It just doesn't give me the results that I want. And in this respect, it's kind of, you know, what it faces, the perfect premium, because it's not overpowered at all. It's underperforming by such a large margin that nobody can really complain about facing this aircraft, because it doesn't have too much going for it. And for that insane amount of price, no, don't touch it. Even with a 75% discount, as I got, I doubt, you know, that this plane is worth it. I'm sorry, Gaijin, I'm sorry, but if you just would come around and kill the instructor at least, it would raise the value of those D series by a large margin. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section what your experiences are with the premium D9, if you have it, and if you like it, let me know. And we will see each other in the skies of War Thunder.